Hey, everybody, welcome to today's episode of the Power Selling Podcast. Today is a special day because you're tuning in Texas style. We have Steph in Texas, who's very well known in the eBay community. She's been around for a while and she started the first eBay meetup group, the ebabes and emales in Dallas, Texas. So without further ado, let's get started.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
Yeah.
And it's always good to catch up.
Absolutely. So please introduce yourself.
My name is Stephanie Inge, and I've been selling on eBay for 25 years last month, and
Nice.
I sell on other platforms as well. But eBay is a large part of my life, and I hope it will be that way for a long time to come.
Yes. So you're still in full time on eBay?
Yep, as well as the other platforms. I
Sure.
cross post using Liz Perfectly. I
Of
see your
course.
shirt, so
Yep.
that's a good segue. And that's made a huge difference
Has it?
for me. Yes, a huge difference. And it's another one of those things. Liz Perfectly has so many tutorials and daily videos and get togethers, which I have been, I haven't been taking advantage of. So I'm kind of learning through osmosis. But one of the things that I really, really like, and I discovered by accident, was the inventory feature where I can put in my cost of goods and what it sold for and the fees, and then it tells me what my actual profit is. So I like that, and I like the fact that I can keep all my images in my catalog. So if I ever run across that item again, I don't have to start from scratch and reinvent the wheel.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that's one of my favorite features that I've recently discovered, and I know there's a lot more.
Yeah,
But anyway, so I thought I'd throw that
that's
out
good.
there.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
there's a lot more coming. There's one that's rolling out. Well, and
Really?
yeah. Are you
I
on
can't wait to
Poshmark?
find out about that.
Are you on
Yes, I
Poshmark?
am.
Well, it's a Poshmark sharing tool directly from List Perfect.
Oh, well, that's awesome because right now I'm paying for a different service for that.
You will
So,
not need to do that anymore.
okay, I got goosebumps all over. And here's another thing that I really like about uh, Liz Perfectly, and it's one of those a day late and a dollar short. I pay. It used to be 69 a year. Now it's 89 a year for Photo Room Pro. And so now I have it on Liz Perfectly. And
Yes.
so, which is already, included in
Okay.
that. But I do like the batch edit feature on Photo
Yes.
Room because I can whip out photos in no time,
Right.
just seconds. And
Right.
so that's a huge, huge feature for me because that was my biggest time suck
Yeah.
is because I'm so anal
Edit.
retentive when it comes to editing. So
Yes.
anyway, that's made uh, my life so much easier.
Good. Good. I'm glad
Yeah.
to hear it. I know I'm with you. My eggs were in the eBay basket and then List Perfectly came along and
Uh,
now I got them all spread out.
right. And the good thing is, here's another feature that has helped me a lot. When something sells, I go to List Perfectly and I mark it sold and add in what it sold for and all that. But it delists on all the other platforms, so I
So
don't even have
nice.
to remember where I listed it.
I know.
It delisted. So I'm going like, oh, thank God.
Yes. That was just game changing when that rolled out for
Right,
so
because
much.
it's like, oh God, where all do I have this
Yeah.
listed? Because you sign up for all these platforms and you go, oh crap.
Right.
you know.
Right.
But
Yes.
there was one time that something sold
Yep.
on another platform before I even got a chance to do that, and I almost had a heart attack. But anyway, so I think that almost caused me to upgrade to the I'm on the business plan. So I
Okay.
almost upgraded to the pro, which I probably will anyway. But and I don't know why I haven't yet. But
Yeah, you
anyway, so
definitely. What were you
especially since y'all are gonna roll out that Poshmark thing.
right? And if you upgrade to the Pro plan, be upgraded to Pro Plus until
Oh,
next year.
okay, cool.
So you might want to think about that because
Yeah,
the Pro Plus is amazing. Seriously.
yeah.
With the Posh sharing, is
Because
fantastic.
that's,
I've been
speaking of
testing.
time sucks. If you have to sit there and do it
You
all.
know what? I never shared a thing in my life. And I've been on Poshmark now for a little over a year and I've never shared anything.
Really?
And I finally, I didn't spend the time to learn about it. I just,
Well, there's so many things that are, I mean, it's so different than the other platforms. But the
yeah,
cool thing is when people start whining, like, people in my eBay group or whatever, and they'll say, oh, I just hate doing all that. Well, the thing is with eBay, we have best match, right? Is
yeah,
their algorithm.
sure, true.
And it there's so many things you have to do or hoops you have to jump through to get to the top or just hopefully get to the top of the searches. Because
Right,
back in the day, it used to be default to ending soonest, but now
right.
everything is fixed price for the most part. Well, on Poshmark, you get to dictate where your items appear. And you do that by sharing your own items because it puts it in the top of the news feed for everybody that's following you.
I
And
see.
it's very reciprocal on Poshmark. You'll find that people are so kind. I'm not saying people aren't kind on eBay,
Sure.
uh, but what I'm saying is if you share somebody's item, they will usually come back and share three of your items.
Oh, okay.
And because you kind of get brownie points, and there's a program called Posh Ambassador and Posh Ambassador 2.
Uh-huh.
And by doing I think there's like 5 steps. One is sharing your own things. One is community share, which is sharing other people's items. Uh, Another one, they want us to share new poshers items. So you get brownie points for helping new people that have just signed up on the platform. And so it's like the big guy helping the little guy. So they encourage that kind of involvement, so to speak.
Sure.
And if you become a Posh ambassador, it just instills trust, the no like and trust factor. And I think on the Posh ambassador too, I think you get free tickets to the annual Posh Fest.
Oh, no
So
kidding.
there's benefits to doing that, and but the best benefit is getting your stuff to the top, and everyone in your news feed that follows you will see those items. So
Nice.
you get to dictate where your stuff appears instead of depending on best match. So I
Right.
like being in control of that. So,
No, thank you for explaining that. I honestly did not know how it worked. I just knew that
right,
it was something I needed to do. I didn't spend the time to learn about it. But then when List Perfectly rolled out the this Posh sharing tool, then I
right,
started using it. Now I'm up to 1,000 shares. I'm up to
right. So uh, just remember, sharing your things is top priority, but sharing other people's things, and then you have Posh parties.
yo.
They have 4 parties a day,
Okay.
and to be honest with you, I occasionally share to a party if it's fits in my wheelhouse. Like some
Sure.
are category related, some are brand related.
Uh,
So if it fits in what I'm selling, but I have never that I know of sold anything from sharing to a Posh party.
okay.
But I still try every now and then. But
Sure.
sharing to others and sharing your own thing makes a
Helps
big
the
difference. It
algorithm.
really does.
Okay, that's really good to know. In fact, Stephanie, I would love it if you could do a listing party at List Perfectly on that topic.
I would be happy to. And another thing that you probably know because you've been selling on there is that when you make an offer to a liker, you have to offer a 10% at least, or not 10%, you have to offer a shipping discount.
Oh, that's right. I did notice.
Okay. Then if you make a second offer, you have to lower that next offer by at least 10%. And
Okay.
each time. So that is kind of the way most people look at it, the race to the bottom, which
I see.
none of us like that.
Yeah.
But there is a workaround. So
Okay.
if someone, let's say, like 2 or 3 of your items, and I'm guessing you sell mostly clothing, shoes, or
Yes.
handbags. Okay. So if someone likes more than one of your items or just one, you can go to the item that they liked and you click the share button. And instead of just sharing to your followers, type in their username in the little search box and share it to them. Yes, they already liked it, but you share it to them. And then what happens is it creates a bundle.
Oh,
And you can send them a bundle offer, which you don't have to offer a 10% discount.
no
I mean,
kidding.
you don't have to offer a specific discount and you don't have to offer discounted shipping.
And you do that on Poshmark?
Yes.
Oh,
I'll be happy to, like if I do a listing party to
yeah.
demonstrate that,
Yeah,
because
definitely.
that can save you a lot of money and stop having to give away, because if you give uh, the
Just
5.95 is the first discount, and I think
right,
that costs you like 250 or something like that, and all that adds up. If
right.
you're having to lower it 10% each time,
That's right.
eventually you're going to have to delist it and relist it, which
Right,
with List Perfectly it's easy to do,
right.
but if you don't have List Perfectly, there you'd have to create that listing all over again,
Sure.
which would be a pain.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
there's a
that's
lot of helpful hints to
oh, I
to
love it.
to get away from having to, offer all those discounts.
Yeah. Gosh, this
So
is great information. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, we're
you're
definitely
welcome.
going to get you booked on a listing party. We'll talk about it after the show. We'll
Okay, cool.
get you set up. I
I've
can't
never
wait.
done one, so
Oh, you're going to love it. You're going to love
okay.
it. Yeah,
Okay, good.
it's a great addition to the List Perfectly membership because
Right.
it's part of the community. And that's what I love about
Right.
Amanda and Clara that have developed this community at List
I
Perfectly
know.
that is just amazing. So,
And there's a guy in my eBay group. You may know him, Brian Hargis or
oh
Hargis.
gosh, yeah.
Hargis. Okay. And
Yeah,
he
Brian.
said every morning, I think at 6:30, he gets up and
Yep.
joins a morning listening party. He said that's like
Yep.
his office and all
Yep.
his coworkers. And he
Yep.
said, Steph, you really ought to do that. And I think, I am not a morning
That's early.
person. I don't
That's
get up
early.
at 6:30 unless I absolutely have to.
Yeah, it's called
So,
Mastermind. They have a mastermind group every morning at 9
but he
a.m.
said it's
Eastern.
really made a difference. I
Yeah,
mean, in the volume and
sure.
his success.
Great.
So,
Yep, definitely. So listing party it comes with the membership. And in fact,
right.
speaking of membership, Stephanie, you should have a coupon code that you could share with everybody. It'll give them 30% off the first month of List
Oh,
Perfect.
okay, cool. My coupon code is Steph In Texas,
Could you spell
which is
that?
also my eBay user ID. So
So STEPH
EIN Texas.
Texas, Steph in
Mm-hmm.
Texas. Love
Mm-hmm.
it. So yeah, that'll give everyone 30% off the first month and they can check it out and
That's a
you
great
can have,
discount.
yeah, 30% off. No one offers that. No
Right.
one offers that.
Usually it's just like a 7-day, free trial or something like that, but 30% off is great.
It is.
And the thing is, once they try it for 30 days, they're not going to want to go back to the horse
No,
and buggy days at all.
no. So I suggest you get in, as soon as you get it set up, come and join Listing Party because that's
Right.
included with your membership and come and check out
Right.
the community because
And
it's
there's
open
three different
24/7.
levels.
Pardon me?
I said y'all have three different level of
Correct.
subscriptions, right? So,
Yes. Yes. So Listing Party, I mean, you could come in and upgrade at any time.
right.
So, or yeah, and then come
Which
to Listing Party
yeah.
where you can get hands-on 24/7 help.
There is no end to the help you can get. And on Facebook, y'all have a very active Facebook group where
That's
people are
right.
constantly on there offering helpful videos or just
Yeah.
Facebook Lives. I was going to say
Yeah.
eBay Lives, Facebook Lives.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's always something going on.
there
I see
is.
Clara. She does quite a few, it seems
She
like.
does. Yeah,
So,
she's very active with the community, and that's helps. That helps everybody, and it's women owned. Come on, it's
I know. And one thing that impresses me about those two is they don't do any advertising. It's
yep,
all word of mouth, right?
that's right. They don't, so they'll
That's
never compete with you.
right. I mean, that is huge because
Yep.
what they have done in just a short amount of time, they have really taken this company to uh, heights that, people could only dream of, really.
That's right. That's right.
So
Yep. No
it's awesome.
advertising, no investors.
I know. It's
It's
amazing.
it is. It is. So I'm very proud of them, and I'm very proud to be on the
Yeah.
team. So it's
And they have a lot of nice people there.
yeah, yeah.
We had
Well,
fun in Vegas, didn't we?
yeah, we did. Vegas was awesome. So, Steph, I know that you're like the superstar queen of launching the eBay meetups. So please share with us about that.
Well, back in, I mean, really from the very beginning, there was no social media or anything like that. And I was like so pumped up about selling on eBay. I wanted to meet and connect with other people that did it so I could learn from them, but also see what they sell and, just connect with them because
Sure.
I'm a people person. And so I used the eBay chat boards at the time. That was the
Oh,
only
yeah.
social media we had. And I would reach out to people and say, look, I'm going to have a get together, an eBay get together like at Chili's. And that's where we first started meeting. And anyway, it just kind of grew and grew and grew. And then once we got, a lot of people, then I started reaching out to speakers. And then I worked up the nerve to reach out to eBay and they would send people. And I used to bug the people at eBay and say, look, I wish we had a group like this in every city. I said, one of these days, I would love to see a well, back then it wasn't meetup. It was just through eBay because there was no meetup until
Mhm.
3 years later.
Okay.
And anyway, uh, so now that I see the eBay community in Kaomi, and of course Brian's not with us anymore, or not with eBay anymore, I should say. Uh,
Correct.
I yeah, I don't want people think anything happened.
Brian
Anyway,
retired. Brian retired.
retired. Yes. And now I see that they're really actively encouraging people to create groups and helping them promote and stuff. It's just like my dream
Vision.
is I see it my baby coming growing up to be a
Yeah.
teenager or whatever. And so that really makes my heart full. I remember you and I had conversations a lot of times. Danna, you need to start an eBay group.
No,
So anyway, it's a thing now, and our first meeting was January 4th of 2002. And we
2000.
still meet on the fourth Monday of each month.
It's
And
amazing.
yeah, and the COVID did a number on all the
Of
eBay
course.
groups. And so our numbers are starting to pick back up for our in-person meetups.
Yep.
And all of ours are in person.
Yep.
But for a while there, we'd only have like 10 or 12 people show up,
Yep.
But anyway, so it's picking up and people are out of the COVID bubble. And
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to actually see people's eyeballs instead of just on the Zoom.
So
So
where can they find you?
they can go to, I have that bookmarked also, meetup.com/Dallas ebabes and emails. And that's DALLAS EBAYBES and EMALES.
Perfect. E-babes and emails.
Uh-huh.
I love that. I loved it when I first saw it. I just loved it. So I'm
Well,
glad you
I'm
still have
I'm
it.
really glad that they let me keep that name
Yeah.
because I was afraid, and I think they just kind of let me grandfather that in because
Yeah.
you're really not allowed to use eBay in anything.
Right.
So, knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Trust and
anyway,
safety knocking at your door.
exactly. Hey, we saw you on this podcast. Thanks for bringing that up.
Oh, yeah, right.
Okay. So,
No, it's good.
anyway,
It's exciting. I actually
yeah,
just launched one in Punta Gorda. So we had like a few people show up and it just takes time.
it
But I
does.
Yeah. So you can encourage people though, because it's easier to create one. Of course, they want you to create it on the Bevy system, the platform,
Right.
for you to encourage people to get started. It's not
It
hard.
really is. It to me, I know it sounds cheesy and all, but I some of my best friends I have made through either my students because I encourage my students to join because it helps them stay motivated and further their education because
Sure.
there's so many veteran eBay sellers in my group that you know have the vast knowledge that they can
Sure.
pick their brain and stuff. And it's just we've kind of become one big family. Of course, there's new people every month, and that's always good, seeing
Yeah.
new faces and see it grow. But you have your people that come every month,
Yeah.
regardless of what the topic is, and it. I just can't even imagine my life without that. And I think the only way I would ever retire from doing what I do is if my health prevented me from doing it.
Sure.
Because it's what I wake up, the first thing I think of in the morning when I wake up, besides my coffee, is I log in to see if I sold anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night. I wonder if I sold anything. It just kind of gets in your blood. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but,
No, but that's good. It's good to share that because,
and
when
I
you've been
think
doing it.
it should be a testament that to other people who are thinking, oh, should I get started? The answer is yes, because it it can really add a whole dimension to your life. Yes, it can add extra money, but eBay has opened so many doors for me,
Yeah.
uh, that I would never have walked through if I hadn't been an eBay seller or been an eBay meetup organizer.
Yeah.
I mean, I have gone to Washington, D.C. 3 times and met with senators and congressmen. And I joke, make fun of myself as kind of like the Beverly Hillbillies do D.C., but, uh, you
Oh,
know,
no.
when would I have ever had that opportunity? So
Right.
that was, that's what has been, you know, not life changing, but an experience I'll never forget.
Right.
Um, it's just meeting people like you. We would have never connected, but through conferences and then the education specialist program.
That's right.
And I hated to see that go. I
I do
really did
too. I love that
because I
for you.
love teaching and I still teach privately.
Do
But
you?
COVID really put a damper on the colleges also
Uh-huh.
because I was teaching through Zoom and it's just like everything else. It's not as effective, I don't
Sure.
think,
I
as
don't think
teaching in person.
that's
And
true.
so now I just do private classes. If they want me to teach them online, I will, but I
Uh-huh.
prefer in person.
Yep. I
So,
agree with you.
and now with YouTube, you can go on YouTube and learn anything
I
you
know,
want.
right?
Right.
It's crazy. YouTuber
I know.
University.
I'm telling you. Exactly.
I know. I'm always kidding around. It's if I can't figure something out, go to YouTube. Go.
Yeah, and now they have some company. If you need a plumber, for
Yeah.
instance, you can call them and they will walk you through it by video to do it yourself.
Wow.
It's like, oh my God, you could probably go to YouTube for free, you
Yeah,
know?
no, I know. My channel changer broke. My granddaughter, the 1-year-old, got it in her mouth and it was all wet, and so one of the knobs started sticking. And I went on YouTube to see if I could find something on how to fix the knob. Sure
Mhm.
enough, there was there was one on there told you how to reset it and fix it, and it worked. I couldn't believe it.
I had to do a factory reset on my phone because I couldn't make phone calls. And I went on YouTube to figure out how to do a factory reset because I couldn't figure it out on my phone.
Uh huh.
And sure enough, I mean, it was just like 4 little steps. You know,
It's
it,
crazy.
yeah, just Google it.
Yeah, well, speaking of that, what do you think the future holds for resellers?
Well, I definitely think we're going to see more automation. We already see AI we can use for our descriptions. So it's almost like you don't have to have a brain. I'm being facetious, but it can make you sound really smart, but
Yep.
almost to a detriment, I think, because you want to go in and tweak it and make it sound
Yeah.
like you're a real person. Because
Yeah.
I've seen some lots of descriptions. You're thinking, oh my God, what are they selling? You know, so I think a lot more AI built into the platforms, and I definitely think online auctions, live auctions like you see on Whatnot, you see on YouTube, you see on Poshmark,
Hmm.
people like the excitement of bidding and getting it like right then and there, and maybe getting it for a better price. But
Hmm.
you can move a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, and it just creates that fever pitch like we used to see back in the day, where Sunday nights you're in front of the computer and like sniping, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like I live for that, like, oh my
Yeah.
God, you know. So I think online auctions, AI, and I can't wait to see what other automations are going to roll out. But Google Lens
Oh yeah.
has been a huge game changer for online sellers. And
Absolutely.
I mean, now you just, all you have to have is a phone and Google, and you can know before you buy.
Yeah.
If, you know, all the, you know, what it's going to sell for, if it's going to sell, where to list it,
Yeah.
and list it on all those platforms using List Perfectly,
Yeah.
because it's not, I mean, it's really working smarter, not harder. Even though you're listing on more platforms, you
That's
can
right.
do it.
Smarter. Smarter, not harder. And the built-in Google Lens on List Perfectly is amazing. It
Right.
saves
But
me
you know,
so much
I have
time.
to say I haven't got mine to work. Oh, because I don't have the pro. I have to
Well,
have the
you
pro
will
to do it.
now. So you got
Yeah,
to
right.
you got to upgrade. We'll
Right.
get you
And
upgraded.
so anyway, so I use Google Lens constantly.
Yeah,
And I don't know what we'd do without it. So I look forward to more of those things that make our jobs easier and our
that's
lives
right.
easier.
That's right.
Because if, you know, maker's marks where you can look
Yeah.
those up. Now,
Yeah.
I haven't had good luck with Google Lens on looking up maker's marks,
No.
you know. And
No.
so I would like to see something automated like that with
Yeah.
Google Lens. That
Yeah.
would be, or
The labels.
with eBay or whatever, because eBay we can look stuff up with images and
Right.
Poshmark, but
Right.
it's not exactly as good as Google Lens
Yeah.
is. But
Yeah. Well, when you get upgraded, I'm not kidding, and you go to upload your photo and List Perfectly, and then the Google Lens is there right on your photo. And you click
right, I
on
saw
it.
the videos.
You
Yeah,
click on it and it'll bring up, and that's how I research now. I
me
don't
too.
go to
I'm just
completed
saying.
listings. I just do it all
I know
right
you
from
don't
my
have to do
dashboard.
any of that.
No. It's just like you said, work smarter, not harder.
Right.
It's
And
so
you
true.
can, to me, if you have more hooks in the water, you're going to catch more fish. And so if you can, and if the item you're selling fits on those other platforms that List
Yep.
perfectly supports,
Yep.
list it.
That's
I
it.
just sold my first two things on Depop, you
I know,
know?
isn't it great?
Yeah. And their
It's fun.
commissions are very small.
Yeah,
And it's so easy to list on that platform.
it is. It is.
I
And
mean,
great.
just boom,
I'm
like,
lucky. I've had sales on every single platform now. So I've on
yeah.
Vestiaire,
I'll
all of them.
say, yeah, now I haven't had one on that one
Yep.
yet, but I'll say
Citizen.
it's like, oh, I had a trifecta today. I sold on Etsy, eBay, and Poshmark,
Oh,
or Depot.
nice.
Yeah. So I
Trifecta.
like to see when I, you know, have
Yeah,
different
it's fun.
things. Yeah.
It's fun.
So
It's like boom, boom, boom.
right. I mean, I love what I do. It's just like, oh my God. Uh, a friend of mine passed away.
Oh,
We met through eBay, and she passed away about 3 years ago. And I finally got up to Oklahoma to visit her daughter, who lives in her house now, and she willed me all of her eBay memorabilia. So I have
oh,
a whole
I
like
love it.
wall all the lithographs from, because she had gone
Oh,
to all the eBay
wow.
lives, all the little teddy bears, and all. Look at this.
Oh,
These
man, I'm so
pins,
jealous.
these
I have
pins,
that. I have that.
and all the other ones are in there on my countertop. I mean,
Oh,
My husband said, "What are you gonna do with those?" And I'm
I
like,
know.
"I don't know,"
I
but
know.
I know she paid a lot of money for them, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said, "Do you really need all that stuff?" I went, "Yes, I do."
I know it. I'm the same. And look what I just bought. I just bought this.
Oh, what is that? A little stand to
Yeah,
prop it in?
it doesn't stand up, but like you can hold. I'm sorry, I got to get my nails done. But you can
Oh,
hold it.
okay. I
But
love
this
that.
also comes off, and then your cards go in there.
Oh my God, I love that.
I got it on
When
eBay. It's on
and
the.
what did you look for?
It,
eBay?
it's in the eBay store on eBay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I
It's.
have this folding phone, so
Oh
I
yeah.
I don't think I could use that.
Yeah. I wanted something nice so I'd go take on my cruise. Okay, well, Steph, do you have any final words?
For people, this is the way I look at it. For people that are kind of on the fence going, "Oh, do I really want to spend the money? That's a lot of money." Whether, you know, you have to look at it this way. And this is what I say to people that when I'm telling them about List Perfectly, I go, "Well, I just don't need to spend that money now." But they're wanting to scale their business at the same
Right.
time. I'll say, "Okay, if you hired someone to come in and help you with your listings every day, so you could reach your goals, whatever those goals are, how much you think that you would pay that person a day to work?"
Mm-hmm.
I say, "How about $1.25 a day? You think you're going to find anybody? No, you're not going to find anybody. You can use List Perfectly, and that's about what you'd pay, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. So you have to think of it as your virtual employee,
That's right.
that your virtual assistant. So that's the way I look at it. And when someone tries to tell me that they can't afford it, I try to tell them you can't not afford to do it, because if you really want to scale your business, we're only one person and there's only so many hours in a day. So
That's
you
right.
basically need to pull the trigger and do it. And I think that would probably be the best advice I could give someone. And use Google Lens when you're out in the field sourcing things, or even at home,
Sure.
doing online arbitrage.
Yep.
Uh, you'll know before you buy.
That's right.
So you're not just spending good money after bad. So
Good
those
tips.
would be my helpful hints,
Well,
I
just to
guess.
be clear, we did not pay her for this advertisement.
No, I'm just saying what I do for my
Yeah, no, I
business, and it's made
appreciate
a huge difference.
it.
So
No, it's always great to catch up with you, Steph. I
yeah, I love it. And I
seeing you at
appreciate
another.
you inviting me.
Yeah, I look forward to
So,
seeing you at
and have
another
fun
event.
on your cruise.
Thank you.
And I will, and I look forward to hearing from you. Let me know when this airs, and I'll put a link on my Facebook group.
Wow, I know you enjoyed that as much as I did. She is such a joy to be around. I really appreciate you tuning in, and special thanks to List Perfectly. I couldn't do this podcast without them. I'm so grateful for their support. And Steph, oh my gosh, she's a huge supporter, and she uses List Perfectly daily in her business. Steph in Texas is her code. Get 30% off the first month and enjoy List Perfectly, and come to our listing party. Steph is going to be doing a listing party on Poshmark, and we're going to go even deeper on the sharing tool. So join us. Until next time, I'm Danna Crawford, the Power Selling Mom, and you're listening to the Power Selling Podcast. Happy online selling.